Hey, who's ready for some fun?
Yay, fun.
Yeah. Hey.
Lisa Lee?
Absolutely.
Okay. Close that one out. Good to see everybody. Got a phone? Make sure it's off, silent, vibrate maybe. I don't know, whatever that needs to be. Lisa Lee, how are you? Oh, wonderful. It's great to see you. Good to see everybody. Glad you're here. Have some fun with us this morning. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's it, Dan. Y'all welcome to jump up and move around. Have a good time. Because we are running around, fixing this, that, and that. We're giving up to God and taking it back. Just release and let it go. You don't even have to think about it no more. Out of the way, out of the way, out of the way, out of the way, out of the way. Let's do this thing. Hey, do yourself a favor and cut yourself some slack. All that drama ain't good for you. And change what is you want to do. Get out of the way. Out of the way. Get out of the way. Out of the way. Get out of the way. Let's do this thing. All right, clap your hands, stomp your feet, feel the rhythm. Yeah, Danny Rio. How about that drummer, huh? When the sun's gonna rise, the river's gonna flow, the tide's gonna rise without you saying so. The universe is waking, good is flowing. You know, plant a seed and dig it up and see if it's growing. Get out of the way, 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 get out of the way. Let's do it better. Let's do it again, man. Get out of the way, get out of the way. Oh, get out of the way, get out of the way, get out of the way. Let spirit do its thing. How about a big round of applause for our drummer, ladies and gentlemen? It's Danny Rio. Man of many talents, huh? There's a sweet, sweet spirit in this place today, and I know
sweet spirits, just to take a deep breath, to allow yourself to be fully here, fully present, fully in the here and now. And I invite you in this breath to bring this breath into the very center of your being. And just imagine breathing from there. Let the energy radiate out from there. And imagine a field around you about 3 feet, like a 3-foot circle totally surrounding you. We call this your personal energy field, your personal atmosphere. So everything that you're experiencing is represented as energy in this field. So I invite you just to breathe into all of your thoughts, all of your feelings, all of your belief structures. The health of your physical body also lives as energy in this field. So breathe into all that is there, and to be with everything that is there without judgment, with total equanimity, all the varying textures and densities of self. And now in your next in-breath, I invite you to bring your attention to your heart, taking several breaths in and out of your heart space. Begin to notice with each breath the radiance of your heart energy beginning to expand, and sense the warmth that is embracing everything here. On your next in-breath, breathe your personal atmosphere into your heart and sense into the healing that is taking place here. Notice how welcoming your heart is to everything that is in your field, and how the heart wisdom knows how to clear what needs to be cleared, how to nurture what needs to be nurtured, how to renew what needs to be renewed. And sense your heart embracing your field with a beautiful pink light, sensing its wisdom, knowing just where to go and what to do. Now on your next out-breath, breathe your personal atmosphere back out and feel it surrounding you once more, sensing a new wholeness that is there, a softness, a new groundedness, and yet a new lightness of being. On your next in-breath, breathe your atmosphere once more into your heart. And on the following out-breath, breathe your atmosphere back out again, sensing it becoming more and more radiant, more and more translucent with each breath. I invite you now on your next in-breath to bring your awareness to others that are here in the room with you, and to bring your awareness to those that are with us virtually, and sense the field that we are all creating together in this heart breath. And bring into this foundational heart energy, breathing into this, from which our own time together today will emerge, feeling already the gift of creative love energy that we are together. I invite you now to bring your awareness back once again to this chair that you are sitting in, feeling the groundedness of your feet on the floor, and when you're ready, you may open your eyes. And so welcome, beloveds. It's so beautiful to be with you as always. This is kind of my favorite sight to look out and to see the amazing beings that are here to shift the energy on the planet. It's an exciting time to be alive. So I'd like to first begin by welcoming those who are with us virtually online. Thank you so much for bringing the gift of your presence. It is indeed a gift that is felt with our hearts, even though we don't see you with our eyes. And we so value all the ways that your presence is gifting us with the love needed really to do the transforming work that we're here to do together today. So thank you so much for being with us. And I'd like to invite anyone who may be here for the very first time to stand And if this is you, I promise we won't make you say anything, but we do want to give you some gifts. Thank you for being here. So the first gift is a welcome packet that Tom is giving you, and that's going to tell you a little bit about unity and all the ways that we have been serving the planet with love, and all the ways that Unity of Las Vegas in particular has been serving the planet with love. So I invite you to take a look at that. And our next gift is an energetic blessing. So for this, I invite you just to open your heart and just to receive. And so I invite all of our Sangha to rub your hands together and to repeat after me. We see who you are.
We see who you are.
You are a magnificent creation. You are a one-of-a-kind miracle. You are indispensable to the universe. We love you. We bless you. And we celebrate the light that you are. Thank you so much for being part of us today. And now I would like to invite our in-house Sangha to stand and to greet each other in the perfect way that you choose, running around the room wildly, or whatever that happens to look like, because we are all friends here.
That was so good.
There are no strangers when you walk inside that door. We welcome you in this family. Holding our hearts forever.
And all the way here.
Yes, I do. I hold you in my heart the way you are. I love that. You don't have to do a thing, and you are exceptional. Anyway, my name is Don Fouts, and I'm delighted to be part of your leadership team and a part of your service. I call these the thank yous and the invitations, and I have a couple of thank yous. Near and dear to my heart is the Enneagram, and we had 15 or so people come to the 3-week series, the Enneagram 101, and several of those, at least half of those, were brand new to the Enneagram, and they were grateful and they got it. And there's nothing that could make me feel better because it has been so transformative to my own life. So thank you. And there's something that happens in Unity outside that supports our church, and it is the Alhambra organization. And I want to give a special thank you to them. If you don't know this, Lisa is in ministry school to achieve her ordination. She's a long way down the path, but Alhambra is taking the burden of that expense off of us and paying for it. It's a big deal, and so that's a special thank you. All right, so on to the invitation. The first invitation is to say together our identity and purpose statement. And we are family for each other, welcoming, nurturing, and awakening one another in depth. And our purpose is birthing the new human as the face of evolving love on the planet. And I get a little more birthed every week. Does that make sense at all? That's cool. It feels that way sometimes when I'm processing something new. We're going to talk about that, I think, in the service. Let's see. We are a prayer-based ministry. If you have a need that could use some affirmative prayer about the truth of who you are in your situation and bring you higher into healing and connection, we have prayer request forms in the back. If you'll fill one of those out, our prayer team will attend to that, and we will send those off to Silent Unity. If you are online, the number for Silent Unity is 1-800-NOW-PRAY, and there is somebody there 24/7 that could sit with you for a couple minutes and definitely be an inspiration. We have some weekly events. The first one's in our invitation list is the Life Reflection Cafe with Jamie Jett. That is live here on Monday mornings at 10 a.m. And my understanding is that is a beautiful way to do a small group, intimate setting of whatever. I think the main focus seems to be those things that come up as we get a little bit older, but it's more than that. And so come on Mondays at 10 a.m. And our next ongoing event for this invitation is A Course in Miracles. They are fantastic. And I am doing the 365-day lessons, and we are near that's 273rd day of the year. And this lesson says, the stillness of the peace of God is mine. Perhaps we are now ready for a day of undisturbed tranquility. We need but tell our minds with certainty, the stillness of the peace of God is mine, and nothing can intrude upon the peace that God himself has given to his Son, which is all of us. It sounds a lot like Ernest Holmes and Fillmore, Charles. This is something Charles would say. Anyway, for more of A Course in Miracles, come on Wednesday. They begin at 5:30, and they are online at 6 o'clock. There's a Zoom. I was getting my attention.
No Zoom this week.
There's no Zoom this week. Zoom down. So come here live, and beginning at 5:30, and Ira must be out of town because he's the Zoom master.
Enneagram.
We're going to Enneagram. That's right. Enneagram of Las Vegas has a big event. And there's more information on that. But let's hand the mic over to our favorite lady in Unity, Valerie. Valerie Colvin. She's got some pre-Christmas stuff.
Good morning, thank you. As Don announced, my name is Valerie Colden, and I'm the lead, happen to have the pleasure of being the lead person for the Ladies in Unity. Well, it's that time of the year again, and we're launching our Cans for a Cause project fundraiser starting next Sunday, October the 6th, and it runs through December the 7th. It involves your collecting your coins, put them in the can, and bring the cans back. On next Sunday, there will be a person stationed outside of the sanctuary who will help you sign out a can and give your contact information. This year, we're going to do things a little different. Last year, we raised $1,500 and we collaborated with the Center for Spiritual Living, and we fulfilled the wish list of 21 children, toys for 21 children, which was a lot of work, but it was so fulfilling. This year, however, we're going to take the proceeds from the fundraiser and we're going to divide them equally. We're giving half to our church. Yay! And half to a children's foundation. We're currently looking at 2 or 3 different organizations. They include the Foundation for Perfect Shoes for Kids. We're looking at Project 150 and the Inclusion Fusion. But I'll let you know which one we decide. There are a few of us that have to visit these locations and talk with the lead people there before we make our decision. Again, it starts next Sunday, October the 6th, and it's going to last for 2 months. So make sure you stop outside next Sunday and sign out your can. Thank you.
Thank you, Valerie, and the ladies of Unity, and I'll have you know that I probably have enough coins already saved to fill up a can.
Oh, right.
Oh, and you also take dollar bills, that's what you were going to say.
Yeah, we take 5, 10.
5, 10. What?
$50, $100 bills.
All right, we can write a check.
And a check. Yeah.
All right, so there's a big event that CSL is having. They have called it now New Thought in the Desert Gathering, first annual. They're celebrating 10 years of ministry for Reverend Cheryl and Reverend Stacy. They're installing 3 new ministers, Cynthia, Fran, and Sandy. There is a Friday dinner. There is Saturday workshops. And Sunday, which you need to pay attention to, we're going to have one service combined at 10 o'clock. So do know that. And,
20th.
what? Who? Huh?
Concert.
There's a concert. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Shouting out to the announcer is acceptable. Gary Lynn, Floyd, and Jamie Lula are in concert on Saturday. Saturday night. See? Fun abounds. And we are continuing to announce that we are contributors to the charity Friends in the Desert Foundation, and we are delivering razors, deodorant, men's undergarments, and there you have that. I think that's our last announcement. Let's go to some... What? Who? Oh, Mike. I tend to forget about that one for some crying out loud. I like to skip over it. And it's just rude. Michael Davitt has been doing the open mic listening room for several years, and it is just a treasure to come here and share your poetry and your music and some collective community entertainment. And that's coming up on Friday, October 11th, live here on stage. And I'm out.
Don Fouts, everybody. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in to the deepest kind of love, to the sweetest kind of life. Get ready, get ready. Daniel Nimrod.
Thank you, Transformation Station. I love that song.
Our pleasure. Oh, the presidentials don't walk on you like that.
No, not on purpose.
President song? I don't even know what it's called. No, it's a great song, isn't it, Daniel Nimrod?
Yes.
He's dreamy.
Onward and on. The word today is Homo sapiens. And if you want to do the affirmation with me together, I breathe inside of the embodied wholeness of love. And the quote, to come back to your soul's calling, to come back to your life in this moment, is to come back to the body, to come back to that deep, deep knowing in the pelvic bowl that comes into felt relationship with the world around you. And that is from Philip Shepard. Homo sapiens is our capacity to sense into wholeness, into the wholeness of the universe, the wholeness of the world, and the wholeness of our own beingness. Living in Homo sapiens is to walk through life as if, with each step, we are touching sacred ground, where every leaf and stone is part of a deeper dialogue between us and the infinite. It is within this realm of consciousness that true healing can occur, where we can access a wisdom originating not just from the thinking nature of the mind, but from within the very sinew and soul of the body. In this large embrace of our beingness, no part is isolated, no feeling orphaned from the heart. Today, I listen from inside my embodied wholeness to hear the symphony of existence, the sigh of the wind, the resonance of my body, the unspoken needs of my heart. I marry the knowledge gathered from the outer worlds of books and scholars within the inner knowing that springs from the depths of silence. I know that my listening is an act of sacred humility, opening me to all that is wishing to be revealed and all that is wishing to be healed. Here in the sanctity of this communion lies my path to a life lived with purpose, understanding, and an interconnectedness that binds my destiny to the stars and the dust alike. And the affirmation again, I breathe inside of the embodied wholeness of love. Thank you.
1, 2, 3.
Hello, amazing star beings. I was just thinking about that song, Daniel Nimrod's song, and something about those words, like they just really speak to a strong sense of presence, don't they? And reason for the fact that we're here. So when I look at this particular series that we've been inside of, Silence, the Mystery of Wholeness, it really ties me back to that, the whole purpose that we're here, in a way that we can deeply remember. So I want you to take a little imaginary trip with me. I want you to imagine yourself before you incarnated into this body. Just imagine yourself in the spirit realm. And you're living in the spirit realm and you're in complete power, you're in complete freedom, you're in complete knowingness of your divine heritage and of your divine identity. You can be anywhere in the multiverse within just a split second, just a thought. You can do anything. And then one day you happen to notice the earth. And you look at the earth and you can see how there's a particular calling for your uniqueness, your way of showing love. Because the earth has forgotten who they are. They have forgotten their connectedness. But there's something about your uniqueness that can add a spark to what needs to happen on that planet, that can make a huge difference beyond what you could even imagine. So imagine yourself as this being and imagine this love filling your heart so much that you decide to come down into this little tiny bitty body called a baby. You even decide that you're going to forget how you used to be, this expansive being, and that you're going to really come into this limitation. We're going to play this separation game, and we're going to pretend that we are not limitless. And we're going to find a way to reconnect and remember again so that we can support everybody on the planet and doing the same. Can you imagine that? And the incredible amount of love that it takes for you to be here and to do this when you could be anywhere in the multiverse. And so when I think about the silence and what we have been inside of the past few weeks, it's about that deep remembering. And it's about that connection with who you really are, this connection with why you came here, this connection with your divine identity, so that that can be grounded deeply in this little body. I remember when my daughter was born, and she was just totally fascinated, I don't know if I told you this before, with her hand. You know, she was like a few days old, and she would hold her hand out in front, and then she would turn it this way, and her mouth would be open. You know, like part of her was saying, really? So part of it is remembering that depth of love. I mean, the incredible amount of love it takes to come here and be totally embodied in these little bodies with these limitations, with all the craziness going on. But we have tools that we can remember who we really are. We can remember the depth of love that has brought us here, that will continue to move us forward to do what we have come for. And we've come here to heal the planet. And I totally believe that as human beings, that will occur. Do you feel that? There is this saying that love never comes back void. And so part of it is taking that in and realizing how powerful love is and how powerful your uniqueness is. We can't do this without you and your particular way of sharing love. So this silence that we have been inside of and this mystery of wholeness is really about that. How to remember, how to come back to that deep sense of who we really are so that we can spread our unique love on the planet. And so before I get further into that, I have to tell you about October. So October is an absolutely amazing month, and we have several things occurring. And so next week, October 6th, we're going to have a Taizé service. That's one of my favorite services, you probably can tell. And so that will be our last day of this particular series on silence. And it will be kind of like a review, but I like to do reviews not in the head, but through the heart. And so the Taizé service is a way for us to go through everything that we have been living inside of so vibrantly over the past few weeks through ceremony. And so there will be this repetition of the cycle of reading and silence and music to help us to really further just ground into what we have been living inside of. So then next, October 13th, I'm very excited about this. We have our very own Jillian Austin will be with us as our special guest speaker. Yay! I just spoke with her yesterday. So that will be beautiful. She hasn't told me what it's about, but I already know it will be absolutely wonderful. So highly recommend that you participate in that. And then next week, as Don mentioned, the following week after that, October 20th, we will have a joint service, and it will be at what time? 10 a.m. Yay! So do not come at 11:30. Well, I mean, you can, but I advise you come at 10, because that's when everything will be, all the magic will be happening, and we will have the wonderful guest speaker, David Alt, who are here, is absolutely awesome and amazing. And we will have Jamie Lula here and Gary Lynn Floyd. And we have had Jamie before, so you probably remember him when he was in concert here before. So that is going to be very amazing service. And then right after that, we have the incomparable Don Fouts on October 27th. And he is going to be delivering a wonderful message. Don't know what it will be. It's cooking. But it's going to be amazing. So you want to make sure that you mark all of this on your calendar. It's going to be a very beautiful month for us. All right, so last week we had a special delving into prayer in a special way. It was called the Inner Sanctum, praying within the silence. And so we took a look at the different ways of praying. You can pray in a very superficial way with just the head. Did you know that? Some people aren't aware of that. And that has a certain result. Or you can decide to really pray totally from this deep connectedness within the silence. And that's what we spoke about. And so with the 4 ways of being, we kind of went through that a little bit. We understood that we can pray, as I said, from the intellect. To me is basically this understanding that you're a victim. This is victim consciousness. And usually people in this consciousness don't even believe in prayer. They just think that, that the world is really basically out to get them and that they are a victim of everything. But the next step is by me, which is creator consciousness. And so as a creator, you begin to believe that you have power in the world and that you can use effective prayer techniques. Through me, you see yourself as a flow through space of the divine. So that's getting into more connection. And if you can say through prayer this or something better, you can have more of a released atmosphere or belief structure around prayer. And then as me is the one that we have been focusing on, and this is a state of oneness or pure presence, where you become one with the prayer itself, and you establish this beautiful freedom where you are free from attachment to what it is you want to materialize. So that means that you're in the fullness of your power to co-create. So that's really the purpose of prayer, is to really move you through all of those stages so you can be in the full empowerment. So that moves you back to how you were before you came into these bodies, where you knew you could do everything. Where you knew that there was no limitation, that you knew that through the connectedness with the divine and everything in the universe, you could bring forth whatever needed to come forth. And so we took all of this understanding and we looked at Unity's 5-step prayer process. And for this, we did a preparation where in your journals you wrote a prayer. So how many of you were here last week and had a chance to write in your journals? That's awesome. So you can still do that today if you have not done that. I have the prayers here from last week. And what we did is we took these prayers and we, during our time on Wednesday with Don and Ira, and Kathy, we went through every single one of them and really held them in that special way of praying from, or as me. And so this is a very powerful thing to do as an individual, but then when you do it collectively, it just multiplies everything. So we're going to come back to those prayers in a moment. So if you were not here, please, as I am speaking today, think about something that is on your heart that you would like to see for yourself or for a loved one or for the world, or even if you were here last week and you have a new one. Write that down so that we'll be utilizing that shortly. So running through the 5-step unity process, the first one we talked about was relaxation. And of course, we know this stage as totally relaxing everything, which is very important to prayer and meditation. But we also looked at it from the standpoint as it begins to soften our idea of separation. And it begins to soften those boundaries that we put between all the parts of ourselves, our bodies, our minds, our spirits. And it begins to soften the boundaries that we create between each other, between the divine, the world, and the universe. So part of that relaxation is the release and the softening of all of those boundaries. So next we looked at concentration, which is step 2. And concentration really embodies this potency of bringing your attention to something. You may have noticed this in your life. Whatever you bring your attention to, something amazing happens. I mean, it begins to grow and multiply, doesn't it? You notice that it tends to make more of itself. There's something really mystical actually about bringing your attention to something where you actually are inviting all the beings in the universe to be present with you in that moment. So the beauty about prayer is finding something that has a type of resonance that you really feel is worthy of that type of attention and attending to, where you are bringing your heart and soul to it, and you're also inviting in all the beings of the universe. So that's concentration. The other thing we talked about with concentration is that is where you can bring in the second person relationship with the divine. I call that the beloved relationship. We don't tend to focus that much on it in New Thought, but it is really important, where the universe tells you, you're in the center of my universe, you're in the center of my heart. And even though we know everybody is the center of the universe, it doesn't matter, because that's the way that the universe really wraps its arms around us and lets us know we are seen and known and loved beyond our comprehension. So it really brings in that aspect also during concentration. Next, we have meditation, and meditation is about presence. So if you've gone through the other steps fully, where you have loosened these boundaries between yourself and other people, you are now available to be fully present. And so you are met in this space through meditation from that same level and quality of presence of the divine. So it's a very powerful stage to get to this point of the meditation. And so that naturally gives birth to the next step, which is realization. So in that really intimate connection with the divine, amazing things happen. You change. You become changed and transformed at depth. And in that transformation, you see everything differently. It's like the veil is lifted, and whatever it is you're praying for doesn't look the same anymore. Something about it is different, and you are different. So this can result in an actual physical manifestation out in the world, but primarily what will happen first is a transformation that happens within you. So this is a really important phase, and so I have a couple of people that I have invited that were here last week and had the opportunity to go through this process to come and share with us what the realization was. So they're going to share what their prayer was and then what the realization was, so that we can begin to see how this really looks in action. So I'd like to invite Kathy to come up first. Yay.
Test.
Okay.
This is how we keep the sound people on their toes, right?
Yeah, exactly. There we go. All right. So, my prayer and realization last week was peace in, around, and through the world. Because we need to be clear in ourselves that that's where peace actually begins. And as we feel that and know that for ourselves, it spreads into the world as us, through us, and to the world.
Great, thank you. And John. and sharing what your prayer is and what happened to you during the realization phase.
So what I love about Holy Spirit and answered prayer is it comes in the way that you'll notice it. So you might be surprised, but I do have a voice of self-doubt. I know, it's crazy. And so my prayer was, and it is, that I'm a mover, I'm a doer, I like to be busy, and I want the flow of life to feel like comfort and enthusiasm. So in a meditation during this process, I got the visual of Enneagram 7 enthusiasm and Enneagram 3, but it wasn't just a visual, it wasn't an intellectual thing, it was a complete heartfelt, intuitive knowing and energy, and To been in that, and so it's good stuff.
Yeah, I love that. I love how we get to share the potency and the power of all the Enneagram types. I like that. Lovely. The other person I invited was Ira. I didn't know he was doing sound today, so we'll see if he can come to the front and share what your prayer was and what your realization was.
Yeah, I had a interesting realization, and my prayer and everything was before the service. So I was doing sound for the CSL also, and so I'm an IBM guy, but I have to use a Mac for that, and I have to like tiptoe through that process. So I open it up, put the password in. Somebody else's file is there, the computer is locked, and it's trying to update. That's just the start. So Yvonne helped me. And then there's a late breaking file I have to download and bring it up to the desktop. It's a video. Okay, we get that. I get some help for that. And then we set up where I'm going to use that video, and I misinterpreted that, as did you. And then John was so nice. John was doing the keys for them because Dave wasn't feeling good. And John is, Ira, isn't there a video now? Like, okay. And so I got the video running, and there's no sound. For their computer, you need to turn on these other two channels I never use for us. So I have a third person help me. And then, so the service is going, and I wasn't up to snuff already, and I'm like, okay, I'm not happy. But I was like, okay, I was going into deep prayer, and it's like a non-dual inquiry. I think Steve knows what I was doing, and something I hadn't done for a while, and I had to go, why am I unhappy? I'm unhappy. I had to be in the gap, of the tension, and I had the realization. It was like, pop, you don't have to be unhappy. It's like, whoa, and and it's lasted till today. And you may or may not realize, I had a little 2 kerfuffles with mics already here, but I'm like, okay, happy. Yeah, I'm still happy.
Awesome. And of course, the next stage after this realization stage is gratitude. And you can begin to see how each of the phases just automatically opens up into that. You can feel how each of the 3 people that shared are probably really grateful for where they are, for how they have been opened up in a new way because of their prayer. And so I also was taking a look at how gratitude and beauty are like kissing cousins. That it's really hard to be not grateful for something that is beautiful. And so part of the gift of prayer and how we are changed at depth is being able to see beauty in areas where we did not see it before. And so we're given new eyes to see how the situation at hand is beautiful in and of itself without having to even change it. So again, the whole gift of prayer is that transformation that you are free. Part of it is for you to become free from your attachment to the material world. And then from that large space of expansiveness and freedom, then you co-create and manifest from there. So this is all really, really powerful stuff. So today, we're going to be speaking about Homo sapiens. And no, I didn't make up that word. Actually, Philip Shepard did make up that word. And the title is Homo sapiens, Embodied Healing Within the Silence. So we're going to particularly look at wholeness and healing and how that works within the power of prayer. So Deepak Chopra says, healing is a return to the memory of wholeness. Healing, health, whole, and holy all mean inclusiveness. Body, mind, spirit, environment, relationships, social interactions are all one wholeness. And you are a part of that wholeness. So we're going to be looking at healing and wholeness synonymously through what we'll be doing today. And so we have specifically been looking at wholeness as it relates to how we include that in the prayer, and that will be specifically in the concentration section. So we're looking at really enhancing that today. So Silence, the Mystery of Wholeness, which is the title of the series, really suggests that there's something about wholeness that defies the intellect. You may have already gotten the sense of that. There's something about wholeness that's really much bigger than what our minds can really hold. And last week in the special reading, we had excerpts from David White, who spoke of the expansiveness of silence being like a river, a living body that precedes us and then continues on beyond us. So we can look at the mysterious aspect of wholeness in that way. And the other thing is that we cannot capture it with our intellect, but we can really sense into using another form of perception entirely when we come to wholeness, which is Homo sapiens. So Homo sapiens is a word, if you break it down, holo refers to the whole, and sapiens comes from the root meaning to taste. And so it literally means tasting the whole. And over time, sapiens has come to mean knowing or wisdom itself. So Homo sapiens is our innate capacity to really sense into the whole. And I say innate because we all can tap into this. This is not necessarily something that we had to create that doesn't exist as part of us. This is something that we already know and that we can tap into as just by being a human being. And it's the understanding that true wisdom involves listening to and harmonizing with the entire body's intuitive and sensory capacities. So there's a sense of a deep embodiment. And that's a little bit different than what you may have heard of if you've grown up through traditional religion or Catholic or this type of thing. There's a difference between the ascending religions and the descending religions. Now, neither of them are good or bad, but it's just that we have been favored to think of the idea that the body is not as good as the spirit, and the earth is not good, and the only thing that's good really is the spiritual realm. So this is letting us know that there's nothing that exists in the realm of the earth or in our bodies that's not filled with the divine. And so this is a remembrance of that, to really allow yourself to be totally grounded and personal and interpenetrated with your own wisdom of the body, because it has its own intelligence that if you keep yourself separated, you will really miss. And so we are going to go through what are the components of embodied prayer. Again, this is part of the whole concentration section that really leads into the very powerful meditation, which is about presence to presence. So step one is being grounded in the body. And so the first step to achieving that is really involving feeling yourself fully within your body. There are several practices that do that through yoga, through walking, that brings your awareness to your body. Breath work is beautiful for this. That really brings your everything, your awareness and all of your senses into your entire being. And I like that term, and just letting it run out the tips of your toes and your fingers. So being absolutely, totally present within your body. And the next one is actually that leads into the cultivating of presence. And Shepard emphasizes the importance of being fully present in the moment, where you're bringing your full attention, which we were talking about before, to your experiences and your environment around you, without the interference of preconceived notions or distractions. So you're just totally there, and it involves a kind of an openness, that you're allowing the present situation to tell you what it is, and to be able to hear this newly. Try to move with my mic here. All right, hopefully that's better. All right, so the next one is listening from the body's intelligence versus listening to. And those are two completely different things. To listen to means that you are an observer of your physical body, that you're looking at it from the outside, and that you have this sense of detachment from it. And so when you're in that place, you don't have that strong sense of deep connectivity with the wisdom of your body when you're looking at it as a point of an observer. This can be, we're kind of taught to do this in Western thinking, and when you go to the doctor, Western medicine doctor, you have a lot of support with looking at your body as an object. And so we're going to reverse that. Again, we're not making these people wrong. They are doing a beautiful service for us on the planet. But part of it is to use whatever is happening in those sessions to bring it into your own awareness, so that you can have that inner wisdom. I don't know if you've ever noticed that your body tells you what it needs. It tells you when it needs more water. It tells you when you need to go for a walk. It tells you to not take that third piece of chocolate cake. Sometimes we don't like what it says. But the more you listen to it, guess what happens? The more it speaks. And so part of it is really cultivating that relationship, that trust relationship with your body directly, so that you really are listening from your body. So if you're listening from your body, then you will be sensing what's happening in your body, as opposed to thinking about what's happening in your body. And so very often sensing feels very different, right? It can be a feeling. It could, sometimes you may even see colors, or sensations, or these types of things are the way that the body speaks to us, usually not in words. Some people's bodies might speak in words. Most of our bodies don't speak in words. It's other types of a language that is used with sensing. So we want to begin to really be more sensitive to that, because it is actually a very reliable source of intelligence, extremely reliable, that goes beyond what's happening with it, but it's also reliable in terms of how we interact with the outside world as well. Which moves us into the next one, expanding the sense of self beyond the individual. So that Homo sapiens begins with that awareness of listening from your own beingness, your own body, but then it begins to move outside, so that you begin to have a sense of the whole around you. And it could be collectives of various kinds. Like one of the things that I always do, and when I'm writing, a talk or whatever it is that I sense into all of you. And I see all of your faces. And I feel your hearts. And that's why I love to do like our birthday celebrations and things, because it's time for me to really sense into us. And what is it that we are needing to hear? In the next message, all of that comes from that deep sense of sensing. So we can do that in small groups, we can do that in larger groups. And what does Las Vegas need? What if we sense into Las Vegas, and how we can really specifically be of service to our city, and then move it out to our country and to the world, and eventually out into the universe. Which does lead us into the next one of embracing wholeness. Finally, embracing wholeness means recognizing and valuing the complexity and the interconnectedness of all of life. So through prayer, we're beginning to see beauty in areas where it's not necessarily pretty, right? We're beginning to see things differently. We're beginning to see how things are fitting together. We're going to see how Oil and water are really designed to be together, even though it looks like they're mutually exclusive. There's a complexity to wholeness. There's a way of being able to really embrace all of it in our sensing and in our wisdom of the whole. So there is that. And so what I'm going to do now is I have these prayers here from last week. So I'm going to invite you, as I read this, we're going to actually do an embodied prayer experience for some random person here that I'm going to pull out here. Actually, the first person is Kathy, but we've already done Kathy's prayer. So. All right. All right, so this person is asking for clarity. So what we're going to do together is we're going to begin to take a deep breath. And the first step is being grounded in the body. So we're going to just experience for this person and for ourselves this deep embodiedness. So we're going to take this desire for clarity and we're going to sense it in our entire being. And notice what you are experiencing there. As you're saying this, I'm experiencing a sense of light that is going through my whole body. So just allow that full groundedness of wisdom to embody this request for clarity. And then cultivating presence. Next, bring your fullness of attention to this prayer, which is a natural follow-on to being totally grounded. Bring your presence and being aware that bringing your attention and presence is inviting all the beings in the universe, multiplied by the fact that everyone here in the room is doing that. So just feel the potency of that. And then I invite you just to listen from inside of your body's intelligence. From this groundedness, from this sense of presence with this person's request for clarity. And now we're going to have a sense of the self beyond the individual. So that means that there's nothing that we cannot pray that is not also a prayer for everybody. So feel that sense of fulfillment. Feel that sense of prayer that connects every single human. Every single human now is open to new levels of clarity because of this one person's prayer. So sense that expansiveness. And now the final one is to move it into embracing wholeness. And seeing this clarity and this request as part of a larger whole. It is not separate. Seeing clarity as part of wholeness. Seeing how there is no information that is withheld. Breathing into this wholeness where everything is known, everything is sensed. So I invite you to now to take a deep breath. When you are ready, you may return to the room. I'd like to just invite a few people just to shout out one word experience from doing this.
Peace.
Peace.
Trust.
Trust. Beautiful.
Happiness, actually.
Happiness.
Yeah.
Yes, me too. Light for me.
Oneness.
Oneness.
Gratitude.
Gratitude. Beautiful. So we're beginning to get a really sense of how powerful it is to really pray from this level of empowerment and total embodiment. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go to our journals and we're going to create an embodied affirmation to go along with our prayer from last week. Or if you have a new one for today, then you can do that. I have some examples of embodied affirmations here. You could borrow one of these, but I also recommend that you make it very personal and really sense into what this needs to be from your full being. Just to allow that wisdom of your beingness to create this affirmation. I'll read these for us. I am complete and whole just as I am. I breathe inside of the embodied wholeness of love. My mind, body, and spirit are in perfect alignment, and I am at peace. I trust the wisdom and guidance of my body. I experience and express gratitude for the wholeness of life. Every cell in my body vibrates with energy and health. And I invite you, when you go home with your journals, to look at both your prayer and your affirmation and to do this real deep embodied work during that phase of concentration, and that will continue to open up more and more things for you. So I'm now going to do a meditation for us, which takes us through these steps. So I invite you just to take some deep breaths. And in this breathing, just to allow everything to be present that we have brought forth in the service so far, just feeling the light that is here, the love, the beauty of willing hearts. The sense that we are transforming the planet in our purposefulness for being here. Allowing all of that to be present as we breathe. And allow this breath to be fully embodied and to affirm your full embodiment. This breathing into every part of your being. And even imagine breathing in the cosmos from the top of your head, running all the way through your whole being. And see this energy running out through the tips of your toes and your fingers. All the way down into your pelvic bowl, which is your center. And see it moving down through the earth into her core. Sensing into the beautiful heft of that, the groundedness of that. How all parts of your being are becoming soft. All parts of your being are releasing any tension that might be there. Especially in the shoulders, the jaw area. Just noticing how you are surrendering more and more into this flow, into this deep embodiment. And sense your heart connection with the earth. Breathing first within your heart, and then allowing the resonance of that to reverberate into the heart of the earth itself. Feeling her love and her holding. Feeling her support. Feeling the vastness of her steady presence. And with this beautiful groundedness, then bring your awareness gradually, allowing it to expand out to include your environment. Being aware of the air that is around you. Any sounds that may be there, sensing the space. And then I invite you next to move out into the sense of wholeness with the entire planet. Feel the deep interconnectedness of yourself, all parts of your being, body, mind, and spirit, with the beauty of this planet. Being grounded in your purposefulness for being here. Feel in the mutual exchange of gratitude between you and the earth for all that you are bringing. Breathe this interconnectedness out into the universe, having that sense of how this planet is part of a larger whole. And feeling how this planet is held inside of that wholeness. Feel how there is a beautiful through line between you as an individual and the earth and the universe. Feel the intimacy of that exchange, the freedom of flow that is in that exchange of light. Breathe in the beauty and the gratitude that comes in this awareness. On your next in-breath, I invite you to breathe your awareness from the expansiveness of the universe back through the earth, back into you as an individual. Back into this space and this time. Feeling your seat supporting you. Feeling your feet on the ground. And opening your eyes. And yet always remembering that you are part of this wholeness. And that you take it everywhere. And so it is.
Let me walk to the banks of the river of love, where the current runs deep, baptized in the one when there's no separation and the light is all we see. Honoring all of our differences, love will set us free. Mother, Father, God, there's a healing going on. Mother, Father, God, there's a healing going on. Mother, Father, God, there's a healing going on. Oh, you rock my soul. You said, oh, you rock my soul. I see the blessings of the past. It's time to requalify. Let's not forget, but learn to forgive. God knows we gotta try. My responsibility to heal the wounds in me. Compassion, faith, and hope and love. Truth will set us free. Jacob Lula said, my Father God, there's a healing going on. Yeah, my Father God, there's a healing going on. Mother, Father God, there's a healing going on. You rock my soul. Say, oh, you rock my soul. One more time. Oh, the Father God, there's a healing going on. Yeah, the Father God, there's a healing going on. Mother, Father God, there's a healing going on. Oh, rock my soul. Oh, rock my soul. Yeah, you do. Oh, rock my soul. Oh, you rock my soul. Little Jamie Lula to get you ready for a Jamie Lula concert. Coming up in a few weeks. That'd be cool, man.
Yes.
And the three of you have rocked our soul.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
So this is kind of interesting. I'm not an accountant, I'm not a bookkeeper, but I am the treasurer of this church. Now, I'm a great friend of the bookkeeper, and I'm not sure what my point is outside of the concern that I think that many of us are having. We're seeing that our fall numbers, typically in the fall, people come back to church, and we probably have more people in the seats during the summer. And so we're all looking at that, and your board of trustees is taking a look at that. And we have concerns and plans, and we want you to know that there is a stability in our financial situation, and love is in charge, and we will continue to do what we need to do to make this ministry fly. All right, we have an affirmation. And together we can say that affirmation: divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. You can bring your gifts up. We will celebrate together. Father, bless this with the sound of music, the joy of life, the mission of our individual birth. And isn't it an incredible miracle that here we are together? Thank you, God, for the abundance and the joy and the togetherness of this community. So it is.
So it is. All right, Tom is standing up already for our affirmations. Yes, absolutely. All right, everyone repeat after me. I am.
I am.
We are.
We are.
I am.
I am.
We are.
We are.
I am a radiant expression of the divine.
I am a radiant expression of the divine.
Infinitely loved.
Infinitely loved.
And eternally supported.
And eternally supported.
I claim my divine inheritance
I claim my divine inheritance
of abundance,
of abundance,
peace,
peace,
and joy
and joy
in every now moment.
in every now moment.
Every cell in my body
Every cell in my body
vibrates with the energy of creation,
vibrates with the energy of creation,
connecting me
connecting me
to an infinite universe.
to an infinite universe.
I am a living miracle.
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 I am.
I am.
We are.
We are.
I am.
I am.
We are.
We are.
And so it is.
So it is.
Thank you.
3 and 4.
Yes. There is peace on earth, and now it begins with me. Yes, there is peace on earth, all these have been to me. I guess and we all are we. Now we hold each protection. The light of God surrounds us. We are the light of God. The love of God enfolds us. We are the love of God. The power of God protects us. We are the power of God. And the presence of God watches over us. We are the presence of God. And wherever we are, God is. And all is well. Have a beautiful week, everyone.